The business of payments is starting to see huge change for both corporate and consumer customers, especially with the arrival of technologies like AI. In this chapter, Matthew Davies, Head of Global Transaction Services EMEA at Bank of America Merrill Lynch, talks us through how these changes will impact his business. Customers are finding new ways of using technology to make payments. How is this affecting the corporate landscape?
We see quite a lot of change actually, and typically you see whatever starts in the consumer space definitely reaches into the corporate space. We saw this previously with faster payments, which was very much a consumer-driven scheme, and is now being more and more adopted in the corporate space as well. But we see it actually in terms of how clients want to interact. And if you think about how we do our personal banking, it's getting easier and easier and easier. We use our phones so much more than we did in the past. And we've actually seen that our corporate clients want to do an awful lot more with their mobile device. So for example, they don't want to use a token to log on to approve a transaction. They actually prefer using their mobile device, using the Face ID or the thumbprint ID to approve payments. And we've built that functionality really in response to demand from our clients to do a lot more with their mobile device, which is very much driven by the consumer experience.
Okay. And we see a lot of news and a lot of talk around AI now. Is that something that's going to be a long-term thing, or is it more short-lived?
We see huge application for AI in many, many different areas. We've been exploring it a lot in our back office environment, using it in helping us repair payments, for example, automatically. So we can use robotics and AI to automate a lot of those processes. But we also see it in solutions that we're bringing to market for our clients. We recently launched a product called Intelligent Receivables, for example, which uses artificial intelligence to analyze our clients' receivables and help them match them automatically. Now, this kind of technology wasn't really available a few years ago, and now we're able to automate to very, very high levels receivables matching for our clients, and all of that is using artificial intelligence.
As technology evolves and clients' expectations change, what are the banks doing to keep up with this?
Well, we have to constantly evolve to meet those changes, and the example I gave before around the consumer experience is one example of how banks are adapting and changing. But we're also looking at, for example, how we look at onboarding our clients, the end-to-end experience, where we're spending a lot of time understanding that whole end-to-end process and trying to digitize it and make it so much simpler, straightforward and streamlined. So we do that on the one hand. On the other hand, we're looking at how we can take other technology that we use in other parts of the bank and bring it into the corporate bank for our corporate clients as well. To give you one example, we have our digital assistant, which has been very, very popular in the consumer bank, called Erica. It's a chatbot, and it's being used increasingly by our clients. There's a huge growth rate in the use of that technology. We're now looking at how do we deploy that within the corporate bank. Now, it's fair to say a lot of treasurers and a lot of our financial institution clients might not want to deal with us using a chatbot, but that's not to say you can't deploy this technology. We're using it internally for our servicing staff to be able to ask questions of internal systems, interrogate data internally, and it really simplifies their lives and allows them to be more responsive to our clients.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.